Have you ever heard of Sun Tzu? I'd guess you haven't, but maybe you know him by another name, one given to him by history, Sun Tzu, the author of The Art of War. But here's the part most people don't realize. That book, it wasn't written as some grand philosophical masterpiece. It was quite possibly the most ambitious job application in history. Picture this: Sun Tzu was a wanderer, living in exile. No army, no title, no money. He finally settled in the small but ambitious state of Wu. He had no official position, but he had something else: time. He spent that time distilling everything he'd seen and learned about war into 13 precise chapters. Not just vague ideas, but a system. What to do first, what to do next, how to deploy, how to create momentum, how to turn a weak force into a strong one, and how to break a strong enemy. And of course, most important, but so often overlooked, logistics. After all, it's all well and good to have a big army, but if you can't feed them, you'll have a big angry mob that'll turn tail at the first opportunity. When Sun Tzu finished, he didn't just tuck his book away on a shelf, he handed it to King He Lu of Wu, a ruler famous for his ambition and love of war, and essentially said, "This is what I can do. If you want to conquer, I can show you how." Now think about King He Lu's position. This was a man planning to expand his tiny state into the dominant regional power. Do you think he cared about pretty sayings like win without fighting or wait for the right moment from a stranger who'd come from nowhere? Not a chance. He wanted results. He wanted a manual. And that's exactly what The Art of War offered. At its core were two ideas that any general, ancient or modern, would understand instantly: shape and force. Shape, how you arrange your troops, your resources, and your position before the battle. Force, when and where you move your troops, and how you create momentum that the enemy can't stop. You can think of it like a chess game. It's not about how powerful each piece is, it's about the formation on the board and the exact moment you decide to strike. But even after reading the book, the king hesitated. Words are one thing, actions are another. So the king devised a test, and it was not what Sun Tzu expected. He handed him the royal concubines. Yes, not trained soldiers, not hardened warriors, the palace ladies. If your methods are real, the king said, turn them into an army. Sun Tzu didn't flinch. He divided the women into units, assigned leaders, and taught them basic commands. When the first drill began, the women laughed and refused to take it seriously. To them, it was just a silly game of pretending to be soldiers. Sun Tzu repeated the orders, and again they laughed. And then, Sun Tzu did something that shocked everyone. He executed the king's two favorite attendants for disobeying orders. The courtyard went silent. From that moment on, it wasn't a game anymore. Every command was followed to perfection. Within hours, the king's concubines, women who had never touched a weapon before, moved like a disciplined fighting force. It was brutal, yes, but it was also a perfect demonstration of what the art of war promised. Turning limited resources into strength, using training and discipline to forge order out of chaos, and proving that with the right shape and force, you can build an army out of almost anything. The king was stunned. He hired Sun Tzu on the spot. And with Sun Tzu commanding his armies, the small state of Wu crushed its powerful neighbors and rose to dominate the region. A wandering strategist became a legendary general, and his job application became one of the most famous books in human history. So what's the real lesson of The Art of War? It isn't just about war. It's about systems, about preparation, deployment, timing, and momentum. And maybe it's also about opportunity. Because sometimes the right strategy doesn't just win battles, sometimes it lands you the job of a lifetime. And all it takes is 13 chapters, a devious test with the palace ladies, and well, the king's two favorite attendants.